on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out here at Ballou Park, the 18-hole course. I know some of you guys were requesting more videos out here and wanted to see what the full course looks like since they've done a whole lot of work on it. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to kind of go through what I know about the course, like about, you know, some of the new things that they're putting in. What came out here last week and got a chance to play with Steve. Steve has done, from what I understand, Steve's done a lot of good work to this course, putting in some new tee pads to give it a little bit more variety, which is always exciting for a course. And I'm hoping to see some more tournaments out here pretty soon this upcoming season. But anyway, yeah, you guys will get the full course with a voiceover today, and then when I have something to talk about, we'll talk about it just like we're talking about it right now. No goal today, just trying to get locked in. My season starts this weekend, so this is the getting locked in at Ballou Park that I had last year. Same thing, except for this year, and this course kind of gives me a good variety of what I can throw and what I can use and all that good stuff. So yeah, well, let's go ahead and get into the round. Alrighty guys, welcome back. The main purpose of this video is just to kind of show you, you know, how Ballou Park, the potential that it has to be a great course. Hole 1's a great hole, downhill, throwing a flex forehand, took a par. This hole I kind of early released my Chief OS there. Ended up down there on the left, but still had a pretty decent upshot right here. I think I hit the pole. Can't really see it all that well, but I was parked right next to the basket. So we'll start with 2 pars, and we'll continue on. Hole 3, it's a downhill there to the left. It's a pretty tough par 3. You can get there with a flip-up backhand, but it's more of a flex forehand kind of hole. I ended up getting down there to the bottom, just kind of ripped it a little too inside. Nice little layup, take a par, and we'll move on to hole 4. Now, hole 4, throwing a backhand with my Wanderlust, just didn't give it enough, you know, and then a little too inside. You want to get down and around there. Had a good shot here. I know you can't see, I just buzzed the basket, but it did kick up and roll down to the creek next to the basket. Gave the par putt a good run, so I'm able to put it in. I'll take a bogey, and we'll move on. So hole 5, this hole is pretty tough, all things considered. It plays uphill the whole way, really tight gap to get through there. So I'll toss my Samson to the top of the hill, lay up, and take a par. Hole 6, throwing backhand here with my Galaxy Element, and I just kind of turned it over. Got lucky with a good kick. Throwing the Samson up there again. Really working on getting locked in with the Samson since it's going to be my main approach forehand disc. Really working on getting locked in with that. So take another par, move on to hole 7, which is a pretty simple backhand. Nice little flip up with the flip. Tossed it down there to the bottom of the hill, right next to the basket, able to put in the birdie. Hole 7 is a tough hole. You missed to the left, and it's going to be tough to find the disc. Hole 8, you've got 2 gaps you can go to. Pretty simple hole. I chose the right gap with a flex forehand and just clipped a tree. Stabled it out a little too early. But I will be able to lay up and take a par there as well. And we will move on to hole 9. It's a backhand turnover hole, and I threw my blade, and every time I throw it, I hit this little clump of tree right here. I'm trying to get it working on the inside gap. Had a pretty decent upshot, and I will be able to take a par on this hole as well. And then I'll show you a new tee pad they're putting in. All right, so the extra tee pad, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys while I'm here for hole 10, or hole 9, excuse me, is right here. So You throw between these two trees right here, and the basket is down there on the right. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's just a little chip forehand. And this is an alternate tee to the regular hole 10 tee. All right, guys. Welcome to the hole 9 break, sponsored by Lost Treasure Recovery. It's been a minute since I've done one of these because I haven't played a full 18, probably since the War Spear only video. But anyway, so today's question is going to be, what is your favorite hyzer flip to fly straight disc? You know, that disc that you lean on in the woods with these tight gaps. What is the disc that you lean on the most, hyzer flip to ride straight? For me, I gotta say it's the Yeet, or the Yeet, geez Louise. The flip, as you saw back there on hole 7, I love the flip. Throw it on hyzer, don't really have to worry too much about angle. As long as it's on hyzer, it's gonna flip up and ride straight. And I love it for that. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Also, let me know what you think so far of the course. Like I said, they've done a ton of work on this course, getting it ready for the season. I'm hoping there's a couple of tournaments out here in the works. But all right, thank you guys for following along for the hole 9 break, and let's get to the rest of the round. So I played the alternate tee the other day for hole 10, and I like it a little bit better than this tee, but that's just, you know, because of the super tight line. It's still a pretty tough shot both ways, but I do like the forehand a little bit better than the backhand, as you guys probably know. But I did have a good shot, and I'll be able to take a birdie here, which is pretty nice. And we'll move on to hole 11, which is just straight and to the left. Early release on my Wanderlust. Well, guys, I cannot find the Wanderlust I just threw. So I went back and looked at the video, and it honestly wasn't that great of a shot. I left it way too high and didn't give it enough. It should be right in this area somewhere right here. But because it's a little downhill slope and there's a bunch of leaves, I can't find it. Plus you got the freshly fallen trees over here that, I mean, it could have went up underneath. I've looked over there and I still can't find it, so I'll go back and re-tee, I guess. That's unfortunate because I really like that disc. But, you know, what are you going to do? It is what it is. I'm not sure what I'm going to throw here, but we will throw something and hopefully not lose it. Try to keep it a little bit lower to the ground. But, yeah, I'll see you guys back on the tee box. So losing that disc really sucks. But anyway, I took my adventure and tossed it out there. Just kind of left it a little too inside this time. But I was able to find it. Had a rough outing here. Didn't really have much through the Samson. And then tossed my Chief OS up underneath the basket. And I think that's going to be a 6, if my math is correct. Which kind of sucks because I believe I was even or 1 under. But anyway, move on to hole 12. Throw in the adventure again. Another hole that I would love to have the Wanderlust on. Just left it short. Didn't give it enough height, and then just a bad putt. My step putts have been kind of rough lately, so that's going to be another par, and we'll move on. All right, so another way you could play 13. There's a blue tee pad right there. You just throw, because that's 13's blue pad. You throw from that tee pad, and you get to the top of the hill. Over top of the hill, there's a basket on an island green. So they call it a par 5. I don't know really how far it is, like 700 something feet probably, but that's another way you can play hole 13. So the regular hole 13 is up there to the left. Taking an overstable 7-speed, the Tyrant, and I'm just throwing it up there. Just something I put in my bag just to try something out. Able to toss it up there pretty good. Just left a little too far, too deep into the fairway. Able to put it in a par putt. But we are going to go back and play the other hole 13. You know what? I'm going to play it for you, just so you can see what I'm talking about. This is not going to count towards my score. This is a long hole, a tough hole. I have no idea what I'm about to take on this. Never played it before, but I'm going to play it. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. It is it's a very obvious fairway, a very obvious line. The only problem is, like, for tournament play, it goes into, I believe, 16's green and 14's fairway. So you'd have to make accommodations for that. Like, I don't see a problem putting the basket on, like, actually right there on the top of the hill and just making it a par 4. So that way it stays out of both of their lines. But that's just, it's something to think about. But yeah, we gonna come back here and throw it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I think this hole 13 would be much better for a tournament than the other one. But I'll show you what I mean when I get up there. I did the full math. If you're using the island green up there, it is a 651-foot hole. So it's pretty long, pretty tough. You can't really get off the fairway if you want a chance there, which is what I did. So it's a super fun hole. I'm able to take a par here. But yeah, I'd love to see what they do in the future. All right, so that is the extra long hole 13. I like it better than the regular hole 13. But like I said, you're coming through because you got 16's basket right here. Right there. And then you've got 14's fairway right here. So 14's fairway is right here, and right here is the top of the hill. Now, if they can find a way to put the basket right here on top of this manhole cover, make it a par 4, and then make hole 14 a little different, I think you could use it in tournament play. But right now, maybe not. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep going. All right, so hole 14 is a super simple forehand. Throw in the Samson down there. Was able to park it just up underneath the basket. I'll take a birdie, and we'll keep moving. All right. So this right here is another tee box. It just plays just to the left of the original tee box. So I'll show you. So you throw in between that tree and this tree, and you still have a clear fairway to the basket down there. And then there's also a basket farther to the right if you want to play that one. But and then you got the regular tee box, which is just a straight shot. All right, so taking my element here, throwing it flat, letting it get the turn out of it. I thought I was close to acing this, and then I realized it was a little too far. So I had this putt for birdie, just missed it, hit the top of the basket, able to take a par, and we will keep on moving. All right, so here's the regular basket. So that basket you play it as a par 4 if you want to. All right, so moving into hole 16. I think this is one of the harder holes on the course. Throwing my adventure up there, just over top of that tree. I got down there pretty far, right there at the top of the hill, just tossing the Chief OS up there under the basket. Able to take a par, and we'll keep moving as well. So what they could do to get 16's basket out of the way of 13's fairway is move the basket into this little area right here. Makes it still a pretty tough hole. Kind of come around this tree and get left, pretty hard par 3. I think that would be a pretty good way to do it. All right, so hole 17, another pretty simple forehand. I just left it a little short. Smacked the tree down there. Had this jump putt for birdie. Again, just leaving all my jump putts, step putts to the right. Able to cash it in for a par there. And then we'll move on to hole 18. Throwing a forehand with the spell. There's a little bit of left to right wind there that kind of pushed it down a little too low to the ground. So didn't have the greatest of a shot. But I threw the Samson around the corner there. And this is a par 4, technically on U-disc, so I'm able to take a birdie and be even for the round. All right, guys. That's going to do it. For today's video. Ballou Park has so much potential to be a really, really good course. And a course that hosts, multiple tournaments throughout the season. I hope this video kind of showed and showcased that to what it deserves. If you guys have any questions about it, feel free to reach out in the comments. Have any questions about Ballou Park and how the course is and all that good stuff. But yeah, next week, you guys will have my first tournament of the year, Sappin Field Showdown. That'll be this upcoming Saturday, but you guys will get it next week. So be on the lookout for that. And then we get the season rolling. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like that, like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Post every Friday. You don't want to miss next week's post. And we'll see you next Friday.